Hey guys, welcome back to Physical Challenge Podcast. I'm here with Mehdi. How are you doing today, Mehdi?
Hey, Lone, how you doing? I'm doing great. Do you like if I call you Lone or do you like if I call you Eddie? Like, do you not care?
I don't really care. I mean, I guess I'm used to being called like different things in
But
different settings because
where did
not everybody always calls me the same thing everywhere I am.
where'd the Lone Ranger come from? Like, where's that? Where'd that? Like, it's a really good name, for a Twitter handle and like a nickname. But where'd you get the Lone Ranger? Is it from the movie?
Oh no, so like actually like this is the first name that I had like online. It wasn't even that. It was like VEP3, and that's because it's like my initials is like EP, and I'm like the third. Like the
That makes
surname.
sense. That makes sense because like okay, that's connected. So it's like, how did you get to Lone Ranger if you don't mind me asking?
So yeah, like that was my first name online mostly. Because that was also like a nickname I had in real life, so it kind of just carried over. And then I think I had another one, but then like I eventually got to Lone Ranger, and that was like my first Twitter name that I just stuck with, and I don't even remember exactly how I came up with it, but from what I remember of it, it was because I thought I was like a loner, and I was like that
Oh,
kind of thing. And then Ranger was it was a couple of things. It was because like it fits in with like me being from Texas, and that's like a Texas thing, like Texas Rangers, or like not even the baseball team, but like just the idea of like like the people who like put like like cowboys, that kind of thing, like
yeah, yeah,
Texas.
yeah. But you know, I was talking about the movie The Lone Ranger because that's like what I know it from, and like I thought that
Yeah,
was
I think that's
a
what a lot of
clean
people
name.
like think it's from. And
It's a
then
clean
also
name.
like for a little while I was kind of like into Power Rangers, so it kind of like had like a double meaning for me.
Or say less, say less. Which Power Rangers we talking about? Like all of them, or like Power Rangers is a odd show. Like just go on a quick tangent. Like there's this one season of Power Rangers where like I think this dude like in like the evil dude in like makes every other ranger bad, and then they have to fight like 50 like past rangers, and like
Oh yeah, that happens all the time,
no,
like
but
with
like
the
it was
crossover and stuff.
it was nuts though because I was like, how are they gonna beat it? And they pulled something out of their butts and be like, yo, oh no, they reversed it. But I'm like, it was a cool setup. It's always a cool setup in those shows. Man, I wish I had a cool nickname like that though. To be honest, like for my handles online, it's usually my last name, which people can't say, or my first name, which people can't say properly. So it's like I need to find like a nickname where I can be like, oh damn, yo, that's him. Like that's like I have a friend that's like his name's like his first name and last name are the same, so they just call him two times. And I'm like, damn, that's a great nickname. Like I need a nickname like cool that's like that. But enough about that. I think. Um, what are we gonna talk about today? So this episode's gonna be a bit different. Me and Alone are just gonna talk reality TV in general, some of the results that happened the last couple of weeks, what we're looking forward to, and anything we really want to talk about and rant about. We also, after this episode, we'd like to hear from any of the audience that is listening to us, any suggestions of TV shows, anything they'd like us to try. We're open to anything. This is a very fluid podcast situation. Sometimes there's going to be three people. Sometimes there's going to be two people. You know what? Maybe I come on by myself at some point. Uh, but I think this is going to be a fun episode. It's going to be a bit different than other episodes, but I'm excited to get to it. So I think the first thing I really want to talk about is Survivor. So, Lone, you saw the finale, right?
Yeah.
So, what'd you think?
Um. Well, I had to watch it late because I was unfortunately working like while it was on, just like during BBK, and I always like for some reason I always like find my way into like working on the day of these finales. But yeah, it was good. I was pretty satisfied with like the winner. I wasn't like that mad at any of the winners. It's actually funny because like Carson is actually a friend of a friend that I know. So like I kind of had some stake in him before
Oh wow.
like the season. Like I was pretty like I knew I was gonna like him as a character like before like when the cast was released or whatever. But then like I found out that and I was like, oh, I kind of like an extra reason to watch this season. Even because like the person that I knew him through, like he doesn't really watch Survivor, so I kind of like gave him updates about it. But yeah, that was like interesting to me.
Hmm. Yeah. So you were happy with the result and the finale as a whole, or did you have any qualms with it before I'm kind of setting this up because I'm kind of going to go on a big rant about this season in general, but I want to get your thoughts before I go on this tangent.
Yeah. So yeah, I was satisfied with the winner being the Yam Yam. Um. I kind of like saw. I think a lot of people saw it coming, but like the whole like fire making with Carson being a fire making because it was brought up like all these times during the season, like him with like fire in his glasses and him like at different like fire in the camp or whatever. So I kind of had a feeling that the whole like he was either gonna be like he was probably gonna be in fire making no matter what, like whether or not he wins or not. That's like a different story. But yeah, I was pretty satisfied with the winner. I was glad we got another like pretty diverse winner. I think he was like one of the first, if not the first, like LGBT like male winners that there's been like on the show, at least in a while, even if he wasn't like the first.
I
But yeah,
think
he's a pretty fun character. I liked him. I enjoyed him the whole season, so I was pretty I wasn't like outraged at him winning, or I was not as like as opposed to him winning as like people have been with the, like other winners like in the new era.
he's the first LGBTQ plus uh, player of color to win the game. So we had Richard Hatch, Todd won. Those are two gay men. Who else? I think we have a couple, and we might have a couple more, but this is the first person of color to do it. So that was clap to Yam Yam. He killed it this season. Here's my thing. This is one of the seasons that really I don't know why it caught my interest from from the first episode till around the second to third episode of the merge. And then it started to lull for me. It started to get a bit formulaic, and maybe that's just Survivor. Maybe I'm just getting tired of the formula, the twist. It just seems boring. Like I don't know, like it feels like I can really get like I don't know if the editing has gone like it's differentiated in a way, but it's just gone like dull. Like the Danny vote should have been exciting for me, boring. Franny vote should have been exciting for me. It was boring. Like the finale was the best part, but like I didn't have fun on the way. I didn't care that Jamie went out. What did Jamie do in the game? There was no like I'm assuming she did a lot in the game, but they didn't show it. She has that idol. We don't get any gratification from it. So this like whole season just seemed like a big like it's a huge edging for me. Like I'm not getting no satisfaction out of this. I got a satisfying winner, but like on the way there, like it kind of just like even Lauren's supposed to have a really good game and we're supposed to respect her. And then they like just put it at the end, like, oh, she had a good social game. Like, bro, show me that. Like, how am I supposed to know she's doing that? If all you're showing is the Tika 3, then I'm only gonna care about the Tika 3. I don't care about the rest of the freaking cast. So like
Oh,
although oh sorry, Lonnie, you want to
no, go
interrupt?
ahead.
I was just saying like I don't like they while the editing's gone better, it's I feel like it's still not balanced enough for me to actually care about anyone else other than the person who wins, which I feel like is a fatal flaw in Survivor nowadays. And now there's another thing I want to talk about. Might be controversial. I might get flack for it. It is what it is. Okay. I liked the diversity campaign. I really do. My problem is there's not a diverse number of like actual like in terms of personalities. I feel like a lot of people are carbon copies, but not carbon copies because they're all different people. But like they're just like these archetypes are so like artificial. Oh, I'm a super fan. Oh, I'm a super fan. Oh, I'm a super fan. Oh, like, okay. Oh, we get it. You all like the show. Oh, who cares? Like, it's just TV. I want someone. I want someone that is I want characters on my TV, like people I would never interact with, not someone that I'd actually talk about the show with. Like I'd rather have someone that's like, okay, I'm oblivious to the show. I'm ready to learn. That's what I kind of liked a little bit about 43, where they had like Cody. Like this dude clearly has never seen the show, but he does some innovative stuff and he's actually fun to watch because like, okay, the guy's a little bit crazy. He's a salesman. I like that. I could see a salesman in real life and be like, okay, this is how he'd be on Survivor. But like these other players, like, okay, I don't want to come at Carson. He seems like a great player, good guy, but like it's just Spencer. Like this is just Spencer. This is just Spencer. This is Ryan Ehrlich. This is like just the super fan nerdy type that is the underdog that like is the fallen angel at the end. Like there's nothing different about him than those guys in terms of his story arc. Oh, dominated the game, great strategically, but like I mean, like what else? Like I want douchebags. I want douchebags and horrible people on my TV. I really do. Like it like
Everybody clip this.
they don't have to be evil. They don't have to be evil people. They just have to be evil under the circumstances of the show. So I'm deprived of food. I'm like not showering. I'm not doing anything. This is my worst self. I want to see these people's worst self. I'm sure there was some bad moments on this season. But the narrative that Survivor wants to craft is, oh, it's a narrative. Oh, everyone loves each other. Woo! Hug here, hug there. I don't want that. I'd rather them be at their throats. I don't want the cast to be lovey-dovey. It's not fun for me. Oh my God! I'm watching people get together. Like what am I watching? Freaking Sesame Street? Like, I don't want to watch this. I want to watch like people fighting. It's the whole point of Survivor. I want to watch drama. I want to watch complex votes. I want to watch strategy. All I get is niceties and maybe a tint of strategy. Like the strategy this season wasn't complex at all. Like other than Yam Yam's performance at the final 3, where he didn't even craft this narrative. He is so good socially, and they showed that. That's good to show that for the winner. But you didn't show for the other 2. How am I supposed to know that they played a good games? And people are like, oh, Carolyn played a great game, masterful game. Nothing that we're seeing on the screen. The little confessionals say, oh, she's literally like undermining what she says in the confessionals. So we're trying to believe that this person might win? No, we know they're not going to win. So they're making it too obvious. And it's just so frustrating because I want to like this season. I like this cast. But it's just not, it didn't come together, you know?
It's not hitting.
Like, what do you think about? Like, am I wrong on thinking this way, or like?
I don't know, because I feel like it's different, because I feel like from what I heard is that most people like thought it was slow in the beginning and that it picked up, but I don't know. And you're saying that like pre-merge and then it got like it petered out towards the end.
I'm not saying it was really that good pre-merge, but pre-merge has a set formula. Okay, I kind of know what's happening. It's ramping up near the merge. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's kind of like a progression. But like that progression never, like, it kind of flatlined for me. Like it stopped progressing. And once you stop progressing and you don't hit the climax, then like what do? Like it's just straight falling action. It's story structure. That's literally what I felt was happening. Like there wasn't a climax. Like that first episode, okay, there's some cool stuff. It's getting a little bit better. It's getting a little better. It's getting a little bit better. And then it sinks. And not sinks. It's just flatlines. And at the end, I like the winner. So I'd say it just stays. But if I didn't like the winner, it'd sink. So if my enjoyment depends so much on who wins the game, I think that's a flawed concept in the season. That's flawed editing. Is it not?
Well, first of all, I just have to say I did not have edging and climax on today's bingo card for the podcast. But do you think that that's because you were talking about like the editing and like we're still like not. I mean, at least this season, I feel like we saw more of Jam's story probably than a couple of the past like winners in the new era. But like, do you think that that's like a symptom of the new era? Because I feel like I've seen other people say like, oh, like there's some stuff that they're like playing with camera angles and cooling us in. Like earlier I said, like with the Carson and the fire thing, like I've seen some people say that like, oh, some of the editing is like improved and like it's different than how they've done it in the past. But do you think that like maybe them only focusing on certain people and us not getting a full story of everyone's gameplay is
My
like a symptom of them trying to be like trying out the different things of the new era, or is it something that like has been like a symptom of the show for a while?
my problem is actually it happens in the show before. It's happened before. This is a Survivor thing, even before the new era. But since the new era, winners have been edited in such a way where I feel like other than 41 and 43 were outliers, but like near the end, you can kind of tell who's gonna win. Like final six onwards, you know who's gonna win. Marianne makes that move. There's no way they're showing that move and doing all that stuff. Like Lindsay's definitely not winning. They didn't show enough of her story. Jonathan's not winning. Like it doesn't like seem like anyone else. Like I don't think Mike wasn't shown in the best light during that season. Like it just seems. I hate to say it, but I think it's a casting problem as well. Like I think they're just you can cast these great people. Just spread them around the seasons. Don't just cast all these lovey-dovey people like for like the whole like this whole cast is just great people. Like put some assholes in there. Like see what happens. Like mix it up a little bit. I think that would make the season. So okay, so this you know what prompted this? Okay. So Janelle from Big Brother posted this. Oh, they should post
Oh
they should
yeah,
have more archetypes back. And I'm like, no, this isn't the way to
is that
go.
what she said though? I
She
thought
said
she just.
she look tweeted out. She tweeted, she's like, oh, we need more of these archetypes. We have too many super fans, which I agree with her on that notion. But the way she framed it in archetypes that are kind of prehistoric. Like these aren't archetypes that people aren't this one dimensional anymore. Like you're not gonna get hot surfer dude or whatever on the screen. Like I think another thing, the only thing I do agree with her on, I really think they need to go a little bit with the recruits. Not everyone needs to be a fan of this game. Not everyone needs to be a fan of this game.
Yeah.
It's more. Don't you think it's more fun with recruits? Because like if you have a couple of recruits in there, you literally drop someone in, you see them adapt in real time, and you might just get a great player out of that. Like they might know something, or they might think of something in a
Yeah,
way
that's what I
where
was thinking.
where a normal Survivor fan or like a super fan might not act that way. So that creates good gameplay, it creates good dynamics, and like I think it's an overall better TV product in my opinion. And it's like I don't hate the season. It's just I feel like it left me leaving a little bit empty, you know? Like I don't feel sad usually at the end of Survivor season, okay, it is what it is. I'm all right with the winner. I'm all right with the ending. Like this finale usually is good. Like I don't think I've ever hated a finale. Really. So I don't know why this one like made me feel this way where like I'm I'm not feeling this. Like at the final three, like when he's giving the speeches, when Yam Yam's giving the speeches, explaining his game, like we knew who was winning. We knew who was winning. We knew Heidi had no chance. We knew Carolyn had no chance. And we need to go back to the final two. This is now I'm gonna go to structural stuff. I'm done with the final three. It hasn't been competitive in years. I saw this stat where like I think is it the last three seasons or like
Yeah.
all the votes have been like 7-1, 7-1-0, something like that, right? So it's like that's clearly not competitive. If it's already not competitive, why not just go back to a final two? Because you were scared. They switched it because they were scared of blowouts. You're getting blowouts regardless. So why does it matter? Okay, fire making's there. Adapt to it. I'm like okay, like claps to Heidi. She killed it. Like fastest fire. Like, but like I mean, if you're on the show, I just feel like what does that prove? What does fire making prove? What does that prove? Like, oh, you can make a fire. Wow. Like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, has it always been fire making?
no, fire making came in season. Okay, so originally
Educate me.
the fire making was the tiebreak, the final four when it was tied between two people, and it's still two people, and it goes to revote, and it's still tied, and those two people go into fire making, right? That was the original tiebreaker. Originally, but if someone's voted out, they're voted out. But if there's a tiebreaker, that's what it was. In season 35, they changed that. They changed it, and it became just a straight fire making, a final four all the time. And from there on out, like but I think they did it because they want to save like the fan favorite and fallen hero. But if you change if you make it final two, you can create a new fallen angel. You don't like put all your like chickens in one like like nest. It's not like I didn't even know the phrase. That don't even make sense. Chicken in one nest. Like, what's that even make sense?
Oh, all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, all your eggs in one basket. It's like you don't like just that means it gives editors more of a leeway to actually edit more fairly because okay, if this happens, someone gets screwed at the 4, we can still edit them really nicely, but we got to edit number 3 also good to make it viable that they might actually go forward and win. So like I don't know. It's I and on the questioning sucks. Like the jury questioning sucks. It's so sporadic and everywhere, and it's like people cheering on. Oh, you can do this! Oh my goodness! Oh, like okay, support them, but no, no. Like I'd rather one on one. Like the old questioning was so much better. We get more iconic moments. We get more people lambasting the jury. Like it's become a kind of like a collective group think, and I don't like that. It's kind of boring. I don't know. These are my thoughts on like Survivor as a whole so far. Like I'm still gonna watch season 3. I'm not even excited for season 35. We know someone that's gonna be
45.
on season 35 or 45. 45. We know someone that's gonna be on season 45.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I like that dude. He's a cool dude. But I'm not even excited to watch people play. I don't know what like the excitement's gone right now. Like I feel like might need to take like a step back, like cool off Survivor for a bit, or like maybe watch an international season to give me like a
That's what I was
reset.
gonna say.
Yeah, but like even Australia, I wasn't like an Australian Survivor when I stopped watching it, but I stopped in All Stars. I don't know. Lone, do you have any thoughts on my rants? I feel like I've been, clogging the line a bit.
Yeah, I don't like you were saying about like the final four. I don't like because like obviously I'm still like relatively new. I haven't been watching at least as long as you, but that doesn't like this. The final four. I think it's supposed to be more like give more intrigue because it's like, oh, are they gonna put themselves in? Are they gonna give it up? That kind of thing. But the final four fire making doesn't really add anything extra to me, and I feel like it kind of messes with the format. It's like if on Big Brother at the end they were like, oh, there's not gonna be a final four HOH. It's just gonna be like a competition, and whoever loses out. Like it's the same kind of thing.
Like the BB
But
Can
like
problem.
what?
The BB Can problem, where if you just know how to play the challenges in the last couple
Oh yeah.
rounds, you'll win automatically, and there's no like it's really hard for someone to like oppose you and win a game like that. But yeah, sorry, continue.
No, yeah. I think I said this like before on the podcast. Is just like you were saying, like it's getting kind of formulaic, and I just like want something that's like different, like whether it's like the tribes or I know like the location thing is they're probably locked into that location.
Can we get a
Or
swap? Can we get a swap? Can we get
yeah,
a
like I've
tribe
never
swap?
seen anything with like a swab or like just two tribes to start out with. Like I'm so much of a new era person that like I only know Survivor like being played like this one way. So
Yeah.
it just be kind of different, like interesting to see something different.
You know what they really should bring? They should bring back themes. I don't care how corny these themes are. Themes are fun. They're fun for what they are. A lot of the seasons that have themes were some of the best seasons. Cagayan. What's another theme season? What's the one with Mike White? David vs. Goliath. That was a great season. Themes are fun. They're easy to understand and they're easier to keep track with. So like I like themes, and it's already like you can already like craft a narrative through underdogs depending on what the theme is. So like they need to bring like you watch any of the theme seasons like Brains,
Yeah.
Beauty's Bronze, like make like theme seasons bring some of the best like characters back and like best like if you're gonna make the show wacky, go full wacky, like don't just like do half wacky with these like bad twists and then like oh no, we're a serious show, this is Survivor. It's like no, y'all are wacky's reality show, like just lean into it a little bit.
Mehdi said y'all are a joke.
But then, no, they're not like you know what I mean, it's a reality show, man, like stop taking yourself so seriously.
Yeah, there was something else I remember I was gonna bring up. You were saying that like about like casting the super fans, but like I think there has to be a balance too because you don't want just like all you don't want it to be like half super fans and half recruits, and then the super fans are just running the game on the recruits. So there has to be like a balance too.
They won't even, bro. They won't even do that because, like, I don't know, because like they pick certain
That's the
types
next
of
theme.
fans.
It's like super fans versus like people who
That's
plucked off the street.
that's for wait. That's the theme season. That'd be fun. Like a fans versus favorites.
Yeah, but it's all newbies. It's just like I've watched Survivor since the day I was born versus I don't even know what Survivor is.
So just fans versus recruits.
Yeah, basically.
That's an interesting season to be honest. I think that'd be fun. I'm done talking about Survivor. If you want to actually wait. Okay, so we have 4 winners now in the new era. I'm gonna rate what I like my personal preference in terms of their gameplays. I don't know. You can respond or you can give your own ranking. I think the best modern day winner is Yam Yam. I think he played the best game. He wasn't in danger till like he was in danger in the merge, and then he's completely like gone under, went in disguise. Um, you saw him build relationships with multiple people with Lauren. He helped Carson out in the fire, even though he didn't have to. Like he clearly played like an insane social
Yeah.
game. So I think he is number one. And number 2, I'd put Marianne. I think she had a really good social game as well, but her end game was flawless. Everything she had to do had to be on point. If she didn't have it on point, she would have been out. So I think just because of her end game, I would put her at number 2. And number 3, I'd put Gabler. I know it's a hot take. I know a lot of people hate him. I'm like not. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of him personally because I don't know him, but like I think like he really like played the jury well in the final 3. Like he crafted such a narrative that they just like believed him. Like it's kind of like the
Yeah.
gotcha moment, right? So like I kind of like that. I like seeing that someone finally used that. Like, oh, I was actually there, and I was there, and I was there, and people are like, oh, this is the goofy guy. He was not there, and but no, he was there. So like I was like, oh, I like that he. I liked his game kind of a little bit after watching a retrospective. I thought his game was fun. And I'd say Erica at 4, but only because we know so nothing from Erica's game really. Like we see a little bits and like here and there, but like realistically, we don't really know any additional details of how her game was like transformative or anything. So like I'm gonna put her at number 4. That's like a tentative number 4. These are like the 4 strongest winners, but like they're fun for what they are. Like they're like half of them are at least are decent characters. So like that's my ranking. On my ranking for the seasons, I'm going to do 42, 43, 44, 41. Because I don't know. I really want to like this season, but like maybe on a rewatch it'll be better, but this is my ranking for now. It's tentative.
Wait,
Um
can you say the season one more time?
42, 43, 44, 41.
Okay.
So I like these people on the season, but it's probably going to be number 3 for me in the 4. Any thoughts? You have any of your rankings or anything?
And like the winner one was like just based on like their gameplay, right?
Yeah, gameplay
Yeah.
and entertainment value. I'll say I'm a little bit biased, so any entertainment value.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the exact same thing. Uh Jim, Marianne, Gabler, and Erica.
I'm excited to see what Josh thinks because I don't know. I feel like a lot of my takes and his takes kind of clash in this aspect. So whenever he gets back, we'll talk about it. I think it'll be a little fun conversation. Let's move on though, because I'm done talking about Survivor. Um,
You were not gonna let that ruin your life anymore.
yeah, no,
Wait, but
sorry.
like there's like the Survivor like UK. Are you interested in watching that?
The fan made version or the real version, like
So
the
like the one that's coming out like on TV.
I'm I'm interested, but I don't know how many details are on it. Like, is this
I
gonna be
don't.
like
Yeah, there isn't really that many details. I think it's coming out soon, but yeah. And
I'm
then
willing, I'm willing
there's
to watch
also
it.
like Survivor Quebec is on right now. I don't know if
Oof.
you heard about
Oh,
that.
you want to watch the Quebec Quaz? That could be interesting. I
I
gotta watch the
mean,
subtitles.
like I would need subtitles because I don't know French, but I
Yeah,
know it's out there. Like I've seen people talking about it, and I know there's like subtitles, like a way to get subtitles.
maybe. I'm open to checking it out, but like right now I think I'm survivored out. I'm gonna give you a tentative no on this for now, but I'm open to visiting it again. But uh now I want to talk about Big Brother for a sec. Um
My
okay,
favorite.
Big Brother. Okay. So would you say like there's a new era of Big Brother as well? Kind of? Like in terms of like Big Brother post, like so like the last 2 years, what it's been BB Can 10, BB 11, BB Can 11, BB 23, or what is it 23?
Yeah, 23 and 24.
Which one was 24? 24 is the one that Taylor won.
Yeah, and 23 was Xavier.
Damn, I don't want to look. Yo, I'm gonna say something that's it's not blasphemous, but like I know they have a lot of fans. Okay, can we agree that the narrative of BB24, the winner really respected like it was very satisfying to the narrative being told in terms of okay, someone was getting bullied and talked about and like treated horribly and they overcame and won. But can we say they're a good winner? Like can we separate those without like talking trash about the person? Like
Yeah,
can I say that like I don't think Taylor's a like she's a winner of Big Brother. She's not, I don't think she's a bad winner of Big Brother. I don't think she's a good winner of Big Brother. Like it's a mid
and
of the
she's a great
pack.
person.
Yeah, you can be a good person. I think it's just, the conversation is more with the gameplay. I think that the gameplay of BB24 sucked. It was so bad.
Yeah,
Like it was so bad. It was so mundane. Like it was just like, okay, go after the same person, go after the same person, go after the same person. Oh no, we're not doing it anymore. Oh, wait. We know information from the outside. Oh, we're gonna form alliance with this person now. Okay, like it just seemed it was very just it was I don't know. I really didn't like that season. I other than the end, like, and I only followed it through small like clips and like
oh, I
some
didn't do
live
that.
feeds, some online. Like I didn't watch the physical episodes because I don't trust the physical episodes to tell me the narrative. But like, what do you think? Because I know you closely watch Big Brother. So like, what are your thoughts?
Well, you talking about like this, like BB24 specifically?
I'm talking about BB24 specifically first, and then we can go to the other ones.
Yeah, I agree. The gameplay wasn't the best. I think it's because like they or people that didn't like really know the game mostly. It kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier about like you want recruits, but like you don't want all recruits because then it's just like it won't even be the same game because these people don't know what they're playing. But I think yeah, I think what you're saying about like the narrative, I think the main thing was that like that kind of, at least for like the first half of the game, maybe the narrative of that stuff going on kind of overshadowed the actual game because like you had all these news outlets talking about like that season, like probably more than any other season like in the recent times, like it transcended like just the show on CBS or whatever. It's like this was making headlines, like in news across different media outlets. So like I don't know, it was just a different season to watch live because like it was kind of being overshadowed by this, and like we kind of had to deal with like whatever was happening with the bullying. And so and a lot of people like didn't enjoy like watching it because like you don't want to watch someone be bullied like this, but like we want to watch the show, and like this is happening despite the show. So it kind of just like hampered a lot of people's views of the season. And then even when it stopped, it's like it wasn't like the best gameplay. Like even like throughout the whole thing, like the only thing is like you have like, oh, Michael's winning, like Michael beat like the comp record. Or other than that, there wasn't much actual gameplay happening. It was a lot of like, why is this person even doing this thing? It might not even be beneficial to them, to their game. So yeah, it was just an odd season to watch. I think a lot of people like are more like hopeful that this season is more like engaging and we don't have to like deal with like outside stuff like that.
I mean, it's not like the winner's fault. It's not Taylor's fault. Any of that stuff happened. That's what sucks about it. Like, I really don't think it's a good season of Big Brother, but like, it's a good finish. Like to the story. But it shouldn't have ever been a narrative story. Like that's what's effed up. But okay, so can you like just remind me a little bit for BB23? What was the narrative that was the one where Xavier won, correct? Or 20
Yeah,
Xavier won that season. Okay, so we had back to back black winners. That's
that
surprising
was
after
the
having
that
after not
was the
having any.
cookout season.
That was the that season was also very controversial, was it not?
Yeah,
We had back to back controversial seasons, but that season, I guess, did that season have fun moments? I guess that's had like some ridiculous moments with Kylan and stuff, but like, I mean, that's just
yeah.
grab.
Well, because your original question was that like, is this a new era like in Big Brother 2?
It should be because I think ever since the diversity thing is a thing throughout like all of CBS reality. So like it also affected Big Brother, right? That was like first time
Yeah, I
buy
think
off.
the thing is that like with 22 being all stars, I think they kind of like tried to use that as like a marcation between like, oh, this is old Big Brother, we're like having all stars, and then I think that's what people thought that like not only with the diversity initiative, but also with like it being all stars, it's like, oh, well, this is like most of sometimes people like book in like the eras of Big Brother like with the all star season, so it's like, oh, this is an all star season. Now we can get into like a new
Yeah,
revived version.
with the change, with the BIPOC change, I think that the casting changed in both ways. So the one thing they did right was okay, 50% BIPOC, which is okay, that's great. But they changed the way they a little bit the way they casted in terms of like how we were talking about before, where like it became more finding super fans and stuff. And like that kind of makes it like Michael was a super fan. Who else was a super fan? They had that other woman, Asari, that was on that show that was a super fan.
What in 24?
Yeah, and 24. I'm talking about in general, like 24, 23, like it's
Well,
I don't know.
Claire was on 23 a fan.
Player on 23 that wasn't a fan?
No, she was a fan. Claire on Big Brother 23.
Oh, Claire. Claire, see, like I forgot
Not
about
yeah,
her.
not. Did you think I meant like Claire from Survivor?
No, 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 no. My partner's
Oh,
name's also Claire. I'm be honest with you.
oh,
Sorry. I got mixed up when I hear that name. It triggers a part of my brain. So no, um I don't know. What do you think Big Brother could do? But like, because when's the last a good season of Big Brother? Like, to be honest, All Stars sucked. 23 was meh. 24 was like good winner, but not good winner. Sorry, I got my point. Satisfying winner to the narrative, but really boring and kind of dark season. So
I was just like reading some stuff, and I saw people say that like 20. I think 20 was good.
Jackson Mickey won 21, right? So that season fucking sucked. Oh, sorry.
20 had like a split house for most of the season, and it had like entertaining characters. Like for most of the cast was entertaining.
I'm still the Tyler should have won that season. I'm like, I'm
Oh
like
yeah.
he should have won that season, and it shouldn't have been close. It's kind of crazy he didn't, but we'll talk about Tyler later because he's going to show up on another show, Lone's favorite TV show,
Oh my
coming
god.
up. Coming up.
Oh, we're talking about my favorite TV show right now.
No, your favorite TV show is The Challenge. Come on, man.
Oh my god.
When that show
Y'all are
comes,
gonna have to like watch the next season. I'm gonna like force y'all to watch the next season.
I'm excited. They're gonna have some survivors on there. This cast looks good. Like this new cast for The Challenge coming up. I think they just started filming for the MTV versions coming out as well. So I guess they're not fully going CBS. So thank God, because I didn't really want them to like split off. I mean, not split off, merge, because if they merge, I'm just gonna keep on seeing like Josh Martinez, and I don't want to see Josh Martinez.
Hey, Josh Martinez is entertaining.
To an extent, I think Josh Martinez on Big Brother is A1 TV. Josh Martinez on The Challenge it wears on you. It really does. Like, he's good every second season, but every season the same garbage with him.
Yeah, he hasn't been on since
When's the
maybe
last time
one
he's been on?
season.
I haven't watched
I think
Challenge in a while.
see like here's the thing. I was gonna say like I think it's been one season, but the thing was that like the last like the last season, not the last season that just went off, but the season before that, like started at the beginning of last, or it ended at the beginning of last year. So it seems like the people that were on the last season, because they haven't been on the show in technically like 2 years, so like that's why it seems like it's been so long.
Yeah.
Because there was like a gap in between like 37 and 38.
Oh yeah. Am I wrong on this? Doesn't it feel like there's a lot of like challenge being played a lot? Like you got All Stars, you got Challenge Proper, you got Challenge CBS, you got Challenge World Champions.
Well,
Like it
yeah,
seems
because
like
they had world champions, and before that, they had like the four like feeder
there,
shows or whatever.
it's not that you're challenged overload. It's just like a lot, like a lot's coming at you. So like it's been hard to keep up with all this, and they're all intertwined. There's all storylines that are intertwined. Like, oh, they did me dirty on this season. Oh, they did me dirty on World Champions. So it's like, damn, I'm supposed to know all these plot lines and like attach them. It's like that meme where that guy was attaching all those different strings and then going crazy about it because
And that's
oh,
already like the challenge normally, like with the veteran crossover, like between seasons.
exactly.
And now it's like between different like iterations. Like I
And
don't the world championship thing, I'm pretty sure that's over. Like they're doing USA again, but like these other ones, I don't think they're doing them again.
I think the world championship thing was a flop too. I personally think it was a flop. Like I don't think it came out like they wanted to. I feel like the concept was weird. Like I get what they were trying to do, but the concept was weird. Like wasn't Nelly
Oh,
on that?
they definitely like they did not like the execution of it was horrible, like
It was butchered, right?
in many different ways.
No, it was definitely butchered.
I could have like designed the whole thing way better than that.
Yeah, no, it was for sure butchered. Any shows you're looking forward to coming up?
Well, I told you before that like I've been catching up on this show called Rise and Fall, but it's it came out like a month or two ago.
Is it CBS show or UK show? Like what is it?
On like it's on Channel 4. I think it's in the UK, yeah. So it's basically about it's from the same company that produced the Traitors, I think. So it kind of has like that kind of feel to it, but it's these a group of people and they're staying in like this hotel building, and they so there's two groups of people. You have like the graft. It's basically like the concept of it is like rich and poor, like this a rich house and a poor house. So like you have the people that are the rich, and that's the rulers, and they're like on the top floor penthouse. They live in the lap of luxury. With all these different perks and that kind of thing. Then you have like the poor, which is like the people who are in the basement, who are the grafters, and the grafters have to complete all these different tasks to earn money for the prize fund. And the rulers are basically the ones that control these tasks. They say like, oh, we're gonna push them this hard, and they so that they can earn this much money, or we're gonna scale it back so because we don't think that they can earn this amount of money. The grafters, every couple of rounds they can vote or they can nominate people to become rulers and go up to the top four. So the people who have the most votes in that vote with the grafters, they go up and meet with the rulers, and the rulers pick one. And but also there's also like a vote with the rulers, and they vote between each other to eliminate one. Every It's like every other round. So either like every episode, there's either like a rise vote to make someone a ruler, or a grafter vote, to get them to go up there. And there's different twists. Like sometimes, like the episode I just watched, one of the older rulers that was eliminated like way back when, like she came back as a grafter. They always like add new grafters in every once in a while to shake it up. And they also have had twists where like they'll vote, like the rulers will vote a grafter in, and then they have to like drop somebody down to become a grafter. So like they switch people up, like switch the grafters and rulers, like so. It's pretty. I don't know. It's different than anything else, but like just now as I was watching it, like I found out today that like apparently it hasn't been renewed. Like the
Oh,
people that I was talking to about it, they said that like there weren't a lot of people watching it in the UK and it kind of flopped there. But I don't know. I think it's a an interesting concept because you
was
don't
it?
have like a lot of shows that are like based on like the rich and poor, format.
You think it'd work in if they brought it to North America, this type of show? Because you said it's not renewed, right? So I was like, maybe someone picks it up here.
Um, I don't
You can
know.
you can change the kind of the little bit of the terminologies and stuff, but like if you keep the
I don't
general
know. Like
concept,
how the other day, like the other podcast, we were just talking about like some shows are like distinctly you like American and some are distinctly British. Like I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't work as
oh,
well like if it was here.
like the vibe is just it's this is British, this is the UK. You can't really try. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Hmm. That sucks that it didn't get renewed though. I want to check it out. It does look
Yeah,
very.
like a lot of people like that. Like we were watching it like in that Discord that we're in, and like a lot of people they like it. One of the cast members like randomly followed me like on Twitter, like randomly. So I don't know like how she found me or anything like that. And she's like in that I don't know if you know she's in the Discord. Like she's in our Discord.
Oh, really? Who? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, Ramona, and she
I,
got comments and everything. Like so, yeah. I thought that's like another connection I have to the shows. I guess.
another connection I found out you had is you have a certain host following you now, and it's for
Oh,
real, eh? We're gonna talk
on
about that because I saw that recently, and I was shocked, but I was happy for you, man. You gonna tell everyone who was following you?
Oh, I don't even watch. I don't even watch any of his shows.
No, he just likes you, man. He's a good guy.
No, Phil Kogan from The Amazing Race and Tough as Nails. I just that was another thing that like randomly I get you get the notification on your phone that people are following you and like I saw that he was like following my TikTok and I barely even do anything on TikTok.
Yeah,
I
like, what do you
barely
do on
even
TikTok?
No, I barely even watch TikTok. Like, so every once in a while I watch videos, but like I don't do anything. I posted like one or two TikToks, and like I was mad that they flopped, so I like deleted them. Like that was like 3 or 4 years ago, like when TikTok was like first becoming a thing.
Yeah, when it was
But
first booming.
yeah, I thought it was just like people make all these accounts like Matt, like Maddie had that Twitter account that was like, oh, Jeff Poston or da, da, da. Like I thought it was just like one of those like random, stan accounts that put like a Phil Kogan face on, and then like a couple weeks ago, I saw that he was like actually, or I thought it was maybe like something that was like just to promote the show, but like or one of his shows, but like I saw that recently he was like posting videos like with his face in it like on the account, so I was like, okay, maybe this is legit.
You thought it was cap, and it ended up being fact.
Yeah, maybe
Damn.
I might have to like tune into an episode of Tough as Nails now or something.
Watch the Amazing Race. Like, what the heck?
I
Amazing Race.
was gonna like, yeah, I've never like really been in, and it's actually funny because like I really like traveling and that kind of thing, but I've never like really watched shows like that where they have to like race around the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And I know there was like that reality season of The Amazing Race, like that had like the Big Brother Survivor people on it, and I did always want to like go back and watch that season because like I like the people that were on it were like Brittany, Rachel, Alyssa, like I like them, but I just never went back to watch that season, and I just passed.
Hmm.
What about you? Do you watch Amazing Race?
I used to watch it a lot. It used to be really popular for me growing up as a kid.
I
I
mean, they're doing something right. It's been on probably almost as long as Survivor. So
I kind of fell off it, but there was an Amazing Race Canada, which is an Amazing Race, but it doesn't have Phil Kogan in it. It's just our own little spin-off. They had a thing where like they had a pit stop at like this antique mall that like I frequent in my city. So I was like, oh, this is a little cool. This is cool. Like this was on TV. So like whenever I go to that place, I'm like, oh, this was on the episode of Amazing Race Canada. So it's like a nice little like see, because it's like a US based show. Like sometimes they'll go to places in the US that I have no idea like where this is. So like I'm not like oh like craving like to like watch something like that. But when I saw like that they came to my city and like, oh, there's some like the connection to like such a small like city compared to like the entire world. So I was like, oh, that's like a fun little tidbit.
Yeah, I
Like,
think there was like somebody from BB Can was I think on
yeah,
one
it
of
was
their
Ty.
recent
It
movies.
was
Yeah,
Ty.
the
The
old
winner of
guy.
BB Can was on it. He was with his dad, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I tried to watch some episodes, but honestly, I'm not saying it got boring. It's just they have a lot of non-elimination legs that I
yeah,
feel like are just not consequential to the game. So that kind of frustrates me. So like that, it's kind of like the Australian Survivor like non-elimination episodes, which I also hate.
yeah. It also happened again with like this last season of Amazing Race, like with like DX and Claire. I was like, oh, I like DX and Claire. Like maybe I'll watch it, and then I just didn't.
I'm surprised. Yeah, talk on that. Spoilers, man. I'm surprised they won that season. Like, good for them. Like, I'd rather they be the representations of Big Brother instead of Jess and Cody. Like, Jess and
Yeah, I
Cody are
was just gonna
gross.
say like they aren't the
They're ick.
first like winners from BB, but
No, like Jess and Cody are ick. Like they're not good people. I don't care what anyone says. They weren't good TV. Paul should have won that season. That was BS. I'm just coming up with all the takes. Like I honestly think he should
this
have won
is the
both.
Mehdi gets canceled episode.
It's all right. You can name the episode Mehdi gets canceled. Um, I think you should have won both seasons. Like to be honest with you, but like that's just me. But
There was
other
one other thing about the Amazing Race, but I forgot. Uh
you're gonna watch.
oh, there's. Do
Oh,
you know
sorry.
like that? There's somebody we kind of know on Amazing Race too.
Who?
On the Amazing Race, like this upcoming season.
Let me see the cast.
Oh, I think yeah, I remember who it is now. Like, cause you were saying like, oh, we know Brandon's on Survivor, but there's somebody like from the mini world that's on the Amazing Race too.
I'm not like big, like we know of him, but like we're not like
Yeah,
I'm not like
we're not like saying we're like, oh, we're besties with
we do
Daniel.
we do follow each other on Twitter and Instagram. That's my claim to fame.
Who, Brandon or
Yeah,
Daniel?
Brandon.
I
I'll
think
probably
it's Butler. Do you remember Butler?
he's on Amazing Race. I can't even see the cast.
It's
I don't
not
know.
out yet. It was
That
like leaked. You know how they leak it?
that name sounds familiar, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably not gonna
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
probably just not gonna like let's see. Is his name Butler?
That's his
Do
last name, but he went by Butler.
you know his first name? Is it Ryan?
No,
Ain't
I'm
no way
looking
this.
for it.
Wait, which season is this? Oh, it's season 33. I'm like, no way he's on this. Where can you find? This isn't good podcasting. We're looking for the cast. Are you gonna watch Traitors, the new one?
Which one?
They said they're gonna cast like reality stars again. Was the original
Oh,
Traitors
like for
even?
the US version?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I kind of follow like the traders like all around the world, and that's actually like I think I saw some people like not liking that or whatever, but most of the trader shows that are around the world, like they are like just celebrities.
Hmm. Still haven't watched that
I'm
show.
sending I'm sending you the thing. I found it. Danny Butler.
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna send it to you right now. But
That's cool.
yeah,
No,
I don't know. Like I'm definitely like I always watch the traders. Like I've been meaning to watch like there's been so much other stuff on, but I've been meaning to watch like more of the international versions. But like we were talking about like Australia cast got dropped, so that one's probably coming up in the fall, and the UK version is supposed to be filming around the fall too. So, but the Australian version like filmed last month, so it's probably almost done filming.
I gotta check out the show. I don't know if I'm gonna like the concept overall, but I do gotta check out the show. We
Oh, so
got
you still haven't watched any of them?
still haven't watched the original one to be honest with you. I just haven't. I tried to watch the original UK version and just it didn't like grab me to want to watch more. So I'll get to it at some point, but I have not watched it yet.
Do you know
New
who won? like the
Oh
U.S.
yeah,
version.
of course I know who won. I'm online. I definitely know who won. It's all right. I spoilers don't affect my impact of the show, so like it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's how I am too. Like I've been getting spoiled on the challenge, or I've been thinking that I'm spoiled on the challenge. I haven't like
I
I
like
think only one time I've only gotten like fully spoiled, but it's been happening like, with all the seasons that have been happening recently. Like it's been happening, but
my issue with spoilers is that like I'm okay being spoiled if like okay I'm on the internet it's a certain amount of time or I'm like I'm kind of like seeking or like I'm around the areas where spoilers might be like okay it's on me if I find something, but people that just openly like just like post them within like
willy
an
nilly.
hour of happening and like willy nilly I'm like come on man like if it's like a month it's even if it's like a week old I'm like okay you can post it say la vie. But like people be like, oh, immediately, oh, this one's prison one. It's like, oh my god, like calm down, dude. Like, let us breathe before you do this. But no,
Yeah,
no.
like here's the thing. Like even if I was spoiled on something, I just still watch it. Like some people, like I was talking with some people on the Survivor Discord, and like they say that they watch shows like through wikis. So like they'll just follow the show like through what's happening on the wiki, and I'm like, I don't know how like people get enjoyment out of that.
I get that for show that is the like scripted TV. If I want to catch up on something, I'll watch a couple YouTube videos, read some of the wiki, and then trying to like piece it together. But for reality shows and shows like that, I feel like it's a bit too much work to do that. Like
Like
it's
yeah, and even if I'm spoiled on a show, I'll probably still watch it because I want to see like how it plays out. Like the challenge, maybe they sometimes they say like, oh, this happened, da da da. Like you'll get like tea on what's happening like behind the scenes, like in the show, like not just straight up like who was eliminated by who. But
yeah.
a lot of people like they just get spoiled, but then they don't watch the show. It's like no, I'm still gonna watch the show no matter what because I want to see like how everything played out.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's like more about how it happened than actually okay it happened. So I think like I'm ranted out. You have anything else you really want to talk about today?
Rent it out. There's nothing else you could possibly.
I mean,
Did you get
throw a
my tweet?
topic at me.
Did you get the tweet?
I just got it. Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Like I guess I know who this is.
Here, I'm
Good for
sorry
him.
to this man.
Good for him for getting on a TV show. Like yeah,
Are you more excited
I
or
bet that
less
was a lot of work.
excited than Tori when Tori was on for Brandon?
Who? Tori who? Like Tori the one from what do you call it? The one on 42?
Yeah.
Was I excited for her to be on TV?
No, I'm saying, are you more excited for Brandon or less excited than
Oh,
you were for when Tori got on?
I'm actually really excited for Brandon. I actually like I think I met that dude IRL once, and I also like we played a game together. So like he seems an upstanding dude. He's really nice. So like oh hopefully he did well. I don't know any spoilers. So like I mean I'm happy for him. It's always good to see someone that's a good person like get to like follow their dreams because I know that guy really wanted to be on Survivor. So like good for him. I didn't know Tori, so like I really didn't care to be honest. But for Brandon, good for him. I'm happy for him. Hopefully he can do well. But that's all I really have for to comment on that. Did you have any interactions with him? Do you want to have any thoughts?
Oh, with Brandon?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, like I know who he was, like, but yeah, we didn't. I don't think we really interacted. I can't flex that I'm like followed by him like you can, you know.
Bro, it wasn't even a flex, bro. I just yo, you're Mr. Phil Kogan. I'm sorry, dude. You got the host of Amazing Race. Get the heck out of here, dude. Come on. That man has the real
Don't
flex.
forget Ramona from Rise and Fall.
Yeah, of course. Don't I won't forget. Goodness, what is going on Twitter? I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, guys, we're probably gonna change a bit of the format for the coming episodes. We're not gonna just do straight game shows, even though it's advertised as such. We might branch out into different branches of TV, and I'm hoping you guys can support us and keep listening to any of the new type of content we might put out. I think it'll be enjoyable. It'll still be two or three of us Sometimes, maybe one of us. Like I don't
Two
know,
to three, maybe
two,
one.
2 to 3, maybe one. That's our like branding at this point. This is how consistent we do podcast. So
Yeah, I think like I hadn't said this earlier, but I think even if it's like there's like like Squid Games, like that's not a TV it's like a TV show, like it's scripted, but it's like based on games. Like we could even do that kind of thing.
man picked the most popular show on Netflix of all time. It's like,
I haven't
oh my
watched it
god,
yet, so
you haven't watched Squid Games?
mm-mm.
Where were you? Like
I had
it was
other stuff
pop.
going on. But
What were you?
there's like the live action like Squid Games, like with real people coming up, right?
Oh, I heard a lot about that. I heard a lot about that being really, really bad in terms of. I was gonna actually sign up for that. I was gonna, what do you call it? Apply to be on that because I
Oh
was like,
my
oh,
god.
why not? But I was like, oh my, like what I've heard, it's a production nightmare. So thank God I didn't ever apply for that. But I'm thinking the next show we're watching is Taskmaster.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, it's the next show we're watching. One of us is gonna have to pick an episode at some point that we're gonna watch. Uh, Josh will be with us hopefully next. I would say we're recording on Sunday, so hopefully podcast should be out at next Monday.
It's Monday,
Uh,
bro. It's almost Tuesday.
say less.
That's why we're
Uh,
so chill, because it's like 12 o'clock at night when we're recording this.
it is not. It is 10:30 for me. I want
It's
to put out.
11:29 for me.
I'm a mountain timer. I'm not these dirty East Coasters. I don't.
You
Yeah, I don't do East Coast
actually,
time.
yeah, like Mountain. That's better than Eastern. East,
Little
like
tidbit.
my.
What's funny is that we all go by East. We do EST. None of us live in that time zone. You don't live in that time zone. I don't live in that time zone. Josh doesn't live in that time zone. But we're like, yo, we all know what this time zone means. So let's pick
That's like it's like accepted as like the standard that like everybody says like, oh, everybody knows how to convert to that.
Yeah. It's just frustrating. So it's like none of us live here. Like, come on. Like, but yeah. Um, that's all I have for today. Lone, anything else you want to talk about? Closing off?
Yeah, I don't think so. You kind of like brought it up with like might be like experimenting with like the format in the next like few episodes, like kind of branching out to other than to just game shows. Because I know I've been like watching a lot of like other stuff, like movies, other TV scripted things lately. So I don't want to feel like we're just pigeonholed into like just talking about like traditional game shows or competition shows.
Yes, I feel the same. Okay, you guys can follow me on my socials on Twitter at Aljabiri23. You can follow Lone your socials.
Oh, you can follow me, Lone Ranger 158, and you can follow the podcast at Physical Chow Pod on Twitter.
Also Instagram, same handle.
No, for the millionth time, we don't have an Instagram. We can
And
have an Instagram if you want, but
at
we
this
do
point,
not currently have one.
we should get an Instagram if we're gonna. You know what? It's people when people you're like, oh, socials, they don't just say Twitter. They're like, oh, follow me on this and this and this. But I mean, that's just an issue we're gonna have to just. Honestly, it might just be a gag at this point. I'm just gonna be like, what's our Instagram handle? And be like, for the 50th time, we don't have an Instagram, so we could
I
just
mean,
go
we
with
can
that.
have one, but I'm not saying we shouldn't, but like we don't at this current time of recording.
So next week you might see us with an Instagram. You might not see us with an Instagram. Comment. We'd like to hear from anyone. Any suggestions would be fun. I am Mehdi. I am signing out from Mehdi and Lone. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.